Lift our level of play, preparing for hopefully a playoff series, but we know every game matters down the stretch, and the intensity has been crazy. And that's what you love, like having something to play for is special.
I thought our first shot defense was great throughout the first half. They had 7 offensive rebounds for 12 points in the second quarter. We couldn't score for 6.5 minutes, and I think not surprised that they, switched everything. We expected that.
We need to play we need to build playoff mentality now, and that's focus and stuff.
Yeah, we're still building it. We're not there.
Running out of time, though. Hey, but were you not entertained? Always a good chance Steph Curry and LeBron James will put on a show when they face off. Thursday marked the 11th time they had dueling 30-point games, including playoffs. That's tied for the second most games by a pair of active players. Warriors leave with a win, and Brian Windhorst joins us now to talk about it. So how big was this for Golden State, Brian?
What a whale of a fourth quarter between these two teams. You could really feel the desire from these two teams to try to win this because there's so much on the line. And the Warriors come out with, I think, their biggest win of the season, Stan, to go in on the 6th game of a road trip. They've been on the road for 2 straight weeks in a vitally important game for seeding in a place where the Lakers were 29-9 this year. They've been awesome at crypto. And to basically just pull it out, just tremendous performance. To win in Memphis and then to win in LA. Now they get to go home for the 2 other games in this monster 4-game stretch, tomorrow against Denver and then over the weekend against Houston. These 4 games are going to determine where the Warriors are going to finish in the standings. And look, guys, they are sort of the secret number 2 seed here because when Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and Jimmy Butler play together, they're now 19-2. The lineup that started tonight, which included Brandon Pajemski in one of the games of his career tonight, they're 12-0. So when this team gets together, they are an absolute beast, but they could have very easily had 2 bad days and been in the play-in zone. To get this win puts them in great position to try to secure something outside the play-in and get them even maybe into a home court advantage series by the end of the weekend.
Yeah, 6 games left for the Warriors, 4 of them at home, including those 2 games you mentioned. Now, LeBron James, 33, Steph Curry with 37, so that's kind of a wash. But then Brandon Pajemski looking like an X factor for Golden State, 28, including 8 for 10 from 3. How different are things for the Warriors when he's playing like that?
Yeah, well, Pajemski has been, Draymond Green made plays, Jimmy Butler made plays, Steph made plays, LeBron and Reeves throwing haymakers. Luka Doncic was not involved. So, look, tonight doesn't define his season, but if the Lakers are going to get where they want to go, which is a top 4 seed, they're going to need Luka Doncic to deliver, and that didn't happen tonight.
Yeah, he did have
8 rebounds, 7 assists. Brad, in the first half, Pods outscored Luka and LeBron. He had 22. They combined for 16. I think the difference in this ball game, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, and I know you watched it, was the bench. The bench production. One team bench gave them 26 because you kind of got, okay, Steph had 37, but LeBron gave you 33. And then when you factor in Austin Reeves, okay, so that's a push. Now Jimmy Butler and Draymond, Luka kind of offset them. But so if you get offset, now where's that production going to come from? And you see the Golden State Warriors bench, they outscored the Lakers bench by 19, and the difference in the ball game, I think, was 7 points, 123 to 116. When you watch this ball game, what did you like or what didn't you like from what you saw in this ball game?
First off, when I seen Bron come in with them purple overalls, man, I knew it was gonna be some trouble. Oh,
he came to work. You say he coming to work today?
But I thought it was a great game, man. They got off to a hot start. Both teams was on fire to start the game. And, yeah, it came down to the bench. And that's kind of what it's going to be like in the playoffs. You know, that game going to kind of slow down a little bit. And I like what the Warriors got. They got a bunch of guys over there, man, who ain't scared to take the big shot, make big plays, and create big opportunities. So they came into L.A. with it on their mind tonight.
Because normally the Lakers have had their way with the Warriors over the last several years.
Yeah.
They've had LeBron has been sensational. He was sensational again tonight. What was he, 10 or 15? He didn't take a whole lot of shots. He was very, very efficient. I thought sometimes, Joe, he overpassed the ball. And I think if you watch him now, starts the game in pass mode. He's not looking to attack. He's looking, okay, Austin, you go do your thing. Okay, Luka, you do your thing. He's not in a mode where he's like, okay, I can go get mine. And if you go back and look, say the last 7, 8 games, the first half he has not played well. He's most of the time he's under double digits in the first half, and then he picks it up as he goes. This was by far the best game that he's played since that injury. Me seeing it, and I watch all the games, Joe, but I thought this was his best game. The second half, he became aggressive. He wasn't aggressive to start with. 25 points in the second half. I think he had 14 in the third quarter, 11 in the 11 in the fourth quarter. But what did you like about what you saw from LeBron tonight, as opposed the previous night coming back from this injury?
Yeah, this seemed like it was probably the best game he's had since his injury. He was in pretty good rhythm. But yeah, he does. It seems like he kind of comes out a little unselfish early to kind of get those guys in rhythm and get them going. And sometimes it kind of hurts him kind of late.
Takes him out of his rhythm.
He's too unselfish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I seen him. He did the same thing today. And it's like in the second half, he felt like, okay, I got to give us something in order for us to win. But yeah, I think sometimes with him being a little too unselfish, I think it kind of, hurts his rhythm. Because in basketball, bro, the scores, and I know he do a lot of things for the Lakers, a lot of good things for him as well. Scoring is a rhythm game. You know what I mean? So it's hard to just, with him coming out, he may have 10, 12 assists in the first half, but offensively, he don't have a rhythm to get his own, and it takes him a little while.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, you don't think somebody like LeBron that's experienced as LeBron, he can't come into a game and facilitate first, knowing that the games he's had previously, he hasn't been the LeBron that we're used to seeing. He can't come into a game and facilitate and allow the game to come to him instead of being aggressive out front?
Man, I think Bron know he can do whatever he wants at this point, honestly. I think he knows he has another level or two he's going to have to go, especially when the playoffs start. Like right now, they just trying to finish the season, obviously get great seeding, but he knows when the playoffs start, we're going to see a whole different LeBron. We're going to have to.
I think the difference is now, though, Ocho, you say, can he just facilitate? But now he has another ball handler. So where it was just him and Austin Reeves, now he's going to get his shots. Now you got Luka. Luka's going to get 20-plus shots tonight. Austin Reeves wants somewhere between 15 and 20 shots tonight. There's only so many shots can go around. So where he could normally get his rhythm, because he knows he's going to be able to get those shots, now Luka and Austin Reeves, because he's coming into his own, they're cutting into that. So he can't wait like he once could to just go get his shot because they're going to come few and far between. Because now, if Luka gets going, now you're not going to get any shots because you don't want to take him out of his rhythm. We've seen Austin Reeves get going. You don't want to take him out of his rhythm. And the farther they get going and stay in their rhythm, the farther you get removed from being in your rhythm. So it gets harder and harder as we get older. And now he has two guys that can take up some of the scoring slack. What do you think about that, Joe?
I agree. I think tonight with Austin Reeves and everybody getting off to such a great start, he kind of fed off that. That's kind of he goes real into real passive mode, and he just keeps feeding them until they kind of cool off, and then that's when he tries to pick up. And I think that's the thing that kind of hurts him from time to time. But like I said, man, when the playoffs start, it's going to be a whole totally different ball game. I'm looking forward to it.
But what did you like about what you saw from Steph? Because Steph, he saw Pods have it going early. He didn't force anything. Now all of a sudden he's putting the ball on the floor. You got to try to run him off the three. He knows you're going to try to run him off the three. So now he has the ability to sidestep you, still get off the three, or put the ball on the floor and get to the rim. Even though he's not an above the rim player, he's magic around the basket.
Yeah,
he don't have to be above the rim player because he shoots so great from the outside that if he raises his eyebrow, you're going to jump. So he knows that. He knows that. So his in-between game is so good, whether he's shooting floaters or whether he's dishing to Draymond for easy layups or spraying out to Moody for three. So, he has the defense in a hucklebuck. And if you don't run out there with some emphasis or some urgency, you know it's going in.
Yeah, and also if you think about it, he and Draymond, because they shoot so many threes, they're a better rebounding team than you think, even though they're small. Because they get up so many threes and the ball's coming off everywhere, and guys are scrambling and they get the rebound. So they're gonna out rebound a lot of teams, even though they're small. You think like, oh man, we're gonna punish them on the glass. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Because you got Draymond and Jimmy Butler, who are blue collar workers, and they're gonna do all the little things, boxing out and rebound and do the nasty, dirty work that a lot of guys not gonna do, and it's gonna result into a lot of second chance opportunities for those guys to kick out and shoot threes.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know how the NBA season will go. I'm not sure, but when the playoffs come, the Lakers Warriors playoff, I think NBA fans would love this. I think it's something that would be really, really dope. A 7-game series with these two teams playing. And as far as Steph goes, listen, somebody like that can put the ball on the floor, can shoot and score from all three levels. There's no way to stop that. And obviously the Lakers bench, they got to do much better if just so happen, hypothetically speaking, they happen to meet up in a 7-game series. And like you say, toothpaste, copy and paste. Lakers in 5.
I think, and because Draymond and Steph has played well so long together, they understand. They get that rebound, and Draymond just bouncing behind his back. He ain't not even looking, but he knows Steph, and they did a great job tonight. If you notice, Joe, they ran pick. No, I don't want that one. I want Luka. Whoever Luka's guarding, bring his ass to me. Now let me dance.
So just as much as the Lakers gonna try to pick on Steph and post Rudy Hachimura and all those guys and make Steph work, we're gonna do the same thing to Luka. Bring him on down here. We're gonna get the switch and we're gonna make him move them puppets, man. He gotta move them feet.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse because he can only move so fast. He's never going to be he's never going to be a great defender, especially because they have him out in space. Now, you're not going to be able to just back him down, but if you get him out in space, okay, he might stop the initial, but now can he stop the second? Can he stop the third?
Right.
Because at first time, the move that Steph put on him, Joe, he had Steph at the first. Steph said, okay, you got that. Well, good job. Hey, you got me. Good job. Oh, let me go back over here. I think I got you leaning. And boom, boom. And now you got the float to the rim.
Hey, I've been there, man. I've been there. It's going to be challenging, because they're going to seek Luka every play down the court defensively. They're going to make him play defense. He's not just going to be able to use all his energy for offense, and that's how teams feel like they're going to pick on the Lakers.
Yes, you got to. Yeah. Because if you look at it, Joe, Austin Reeves nor Luka are great defenders. Okay, I don't take great out of it. They're not. They're average to below average defenders. So now you got two of those. Now you only got one big, which is Jackson Hayes. Yeah, and he gets in foul trouble. He comes and goes. He's like all over the damn place. He's looking at the stars and he's like, damn, he's all in the building. So he's scatterbrained. He all over the place. So now that puts a lot of emphasis on a guy like LeBron. And LeBron coming off an injury, he's not going to do too much because he don't want to do anything sudden, jump and re-injure that groin. So when they take Jackson Hayes out, they're a really small team.
Yeah. They are, man. They need some help in that paint to help Jackson Hayes and LeBron, because that's not gonna get it in the playoffs, man. You're gonna need way more than that. Every play is intensified in the playoffs, and a knick-knack or ankle sprain or something minor can happen. It's a playoff series, so it's gonna linger, man. It ain't gonna heal up to all season, so they need some help.
They do. They do need some.
But you got to think about it. You talk about we've been saying they need help all this time. We talked about Jackson Hayes obviously being the only person that can play the 5. LeBron can switch and go to the 5 sometime, depending on circumstance in a game, depending on the situation. But what Joe just said, they need a big.
Ain't nobody out there now.
They ain't nobody out there. It's too late now. It's too late now at this point to go and get somebody.
You got
to figure out how to do it. Playing small, and then you also have to figure out how to do it. But you got 2 liabilities on defense, and Reeves and Luka, and make sure all the energy in their output is spent putting up points on offense.
Yeah, because they had the unfortunate case. We're not getting them.